Hi everybody, it's Marilyn. I'm doing a Bible study on John 15:18, which states, "If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first." And this serves as a comfort and warning to Jesus' followers. This verse highlights the opposition and persecution from the world, which is the system of values and beliefs opposed to God, are inevitable because of believers' identification with Christ. It reminds them that this hatred was first directed at Jesus, and they should not be surprised by it as they have been chosen out of the world. The world, in this context, the world refers to the systems, values, and influences that are in opposition to God and his teachings. Jesus' example. Jesus' followers should remember that the world's hatred towards them is a continuation of hostility it showed to Jesus before it directed at them. A call to perseverance. This verse is a message of encouragement, suggesting that the hatred is not a sign of personal failure, but a consequence of being a follower of Christ and therefore set apart from the world. Identification with Christ. The hatred stems from the fact that believers have been chosen out of the world and no longer belong to it. This separation from worldly values makes them a target for opposition. 1 John 15:18 means that Christians should not be surprised by hatred and persecution because Jesus was hated first by the world. The world here refers to a system that is opposed to God, and its hatred stems from its rejection of Christ. This verse is a warning to believers to expect opposition, but it also reassures them at their suffering is a solidary with their master Jesus. The world's hatred is directed at Christ. The hatred is not necessarily personal against the individual believer, but against Christ himself. The world rejects God, so it rejects his followers. Disciples are chosen out of the world. Jesus states that he chose his disciples from the world, and for that reason the world hates them. A servant is not greater than their master. Jesus uses the principle that a servant is not greater than their master to explain the situation. Since the world persecuted him, it will also persecute his followers. The world's perspective is fundamentally different. Believers will find themselves at odds with the world because they have a different worldview, prioritizing different values, and are committed to a different kingdom. Hatred is expected, not sign of failure. The verse normalizes persecution, suggesting that it is an expected consequence of following Christ. Amen. So that was Bible study John 15:18. In my hoodie today, it says Christian and tattooed. John 7:24. Look beneath the surface so you can judge correctly. Amen. Everybody have a great day today. God bless y'all. I love you so much. Bye.